What currently legal thing do you expect to be illegal in the next 20 years? If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for new daily videos. Commercials for drugs. Illegal in many countries already. I don't understand it to begin with. When I go to the doctor, they recommend the medication because they're the doctor. Do people go to the doctor and say, "Hey, I saw a commercial for Cymbalta. Can I have a prescription for it?" I mean, they must, since they're advertising to someone. But it's just weird to me. I just assume the doctor knows better than I do. Yes, a lot of people do this. And the drug companies also pay off insurance companies to make their medication the preferred brand. And right there is why I don't expect the commercials to be illegal in the future. The drug companies have the money to get what they want. Lawmakers are owned by Big Pharma. I've been trying many different treatments for a chronic condition. If I saw a commercial for one I haven't tried, I would probably ask my doctor's opinion about trying it. Multi-level marketing. A lot more people are seeing these for what they are. Some charities are sadly also MLMs. Autism Speaks is a huge example of one that makes my blood boil. I'm a dude with autism myself, and it's freaking revolting. Started at a pure place, but became a money-hungry cesspool, and the founder's views destroyed that even more. Edit. When I said pure place, I meant to help their son. Their views and the execution of the entire charity is what caused it to become the disgusting thing it is today. It's an MLM because of the pyramid scheme style it has in its funding management. MLMs, from my understanding, are just a different form of that. Whoa, I had no idea about Autism Speaks. I just looked it up, and only 1% of money raised actually goes to the families. My friend briefly worked for a charity. His job was to raise money. He got a commission of what he raised, and his recruiter got a commission from the money the people he recruited made. It was literally an MLM, discussed as raising money for a cause. If the game can be sold to children, it should not have microtransactions. More importantly, kids should not be playing adult games. I'm tired of 11-year-olds kicking my ass in Warzone. Beauty contests, featuring underage contestants. I wanna say this will happen, but it will probably get worse. Have you seen dance recitals? Pageants seem classy in comparison. Shit, even at the high school level. I remember when I was a teenager, wondering why cheerleading was the one time girls were supposed to wear skimpy outfits. That would have gotten them dress coded in any other context. Who the frick thought that was a good idea? Let's all gather to look at the body of children and decided who's the most beautiful. Who the frick thought that was a good idea? It's usually mothers who want to live vicariously through their daughters, or mothers who are desperate to prove their child is best at something. Revenge porn can be found all across the United States. Many states have passed laws against this, but some have yet to do so. Within the next 25 years, all states will most likely have laws against it, and/or there will be a federal law prohibiting it. When revenge porn of politicians comes out, it'll be over before you can blink. They don't actually care if people know they're pervs and pedos, as long as nobody sees it. Data privacy violations. Hopefully, depends on where you live. In Europe, GDPR is pretty awesome in this regard. GDPR is amazing in that it's actually been used to punish corporations for privacy breaches, while simultaneously being completely useless for protecting the privacy of end users. You have to opt into tracking and data harvesting now, so companies have started making insanely complex modals with massive accept all buttons on them. Anecdotally, 95% to 98% of all users will click that. Completely manufactured consent there. In my opinion, we need laws that actually stop this shit. It shouldn't be legal to gather any data outside of access logs without real informed consent. If that completely destroys a given business, even better. If you can't exist without privacy violations, you shouldn't exist. Single-use plastic. My hope, small hope, product packaging using combined materials. For example, plastic glued to paper in a way that is impossible to separate. This makes recycling almost impossible. The reduce, reuse, recycle slogan is in that order for a reason. Filling stations at stores need to be a mandatory thing. Imagine this. You need milk. So you take your milk jug to the store and fill it using a filling station. Then check out and take it home. Need soap? Take your jug to be filled. Wanna buy 5 pounds of rice? Fill and weigh a bag. The vast majority of packaging is just to get object from store to home. Subscription services for certain product features. It's ridiculous that one requires a sub-service to use the key fob for his or her car. I feel that this is going to just get worse. I work at a car dealership. Was chatting with a customer who bought a new car for his daughter. He mentioned he just wished it came with remote start. He thanked me after I told him that it's better to get it aftermarket because the manufacturer charges a yearly fee after 6 months. This subscription shit is getting predatory. Family vlog channels. There's been many instances where families have exposed intimate inappropriate parts of a child's upbringing, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are legal cases in the future for exploitation or damages. I'd say it will be age restricted, at least since the kids can't consent. My husband runs an ad agency, and they do a lot of collaborations with influencers, some of whom have been around since they were really young, were pushed into the business by their parents, or these family or mommy blog situations. He always says in 15 to 20 years, when these kids are adults, we're gonna see some unprecedented court cases of kids basically suing their parents for flaunting them online against their will. Often these influencers, God I hate that word, are making bank, and it would be interesting to see how much of this money actually reaches the kids, or is just being spent by the parents. Deepfakes. I truly hope so. Face and voice stealing technology is super cool, but damn, it's scary as frick at the same time. One thing is for industrial use, think movies and TV, with consent and permission, but machine learning can be used criminally too. The death penalty. I don't have a stance on it, but I could see that happening. The majority of countries banned it decades ago. Telemarketing. God, please, ban telemarketing. Make robo-dialing illegal, and require that insurance companies, banks, etc. give people an option to talk to a human in the initial menu. Here in Switzerland, it is technically on the grey line. They can call you, but if your number is on a list and they still call you, you're allowed to take them to court, if I remember correctly. Government officials owning or trading individual stocks. Edit. Read the post as hoping and not as legit expecting. Edit 2. I was implying use of blind trusts or broad index funds, opposed to individual stocks. I agree, it won't happen. In practice, a strong transparency law would be a step in the right direction. You wish. Who would make that law? Also, they would just get their spouse to trade for them, like they already do.